Where would we be without the dreamers, the doers, those who think big, far, and high? Where would we be without the seekers, the achievers? The Israeli economy is not just a source of pride. It's a source of inspiration, always in motion, evolving, growing. And we've been here for over 70 years. Hand in hand with the companies, investors, and the general public. Writing new, exciting, and thrilling chapters in our story. The Tel Aviv Stock Exchange. The best Israel has to offer.
Ela Matalon, a software engineer by education. Ela has worked in high-tech companies, both in and outside of Israel. Over the past 30 years, she's been heavily involved in supporting the growth of the startup nation as a consultant, investor, and lecturer on high-tech entrepreneurship at Reichman University, the Technion, Tel Aviv University. Ela chairs the Global Entrepreneurship Network Israel. Ela.
Thank you, Amit. On October 7th, Israel's Black Sabbath, a world changed abruptly. A wave of pain and horror spread over the country. 1,400 Israelis were massacred, and close to 240 were taken hostage, regardless of age, gender, and religion. However, Israel is the home of entrepreneurship. And during this trying period, we are witnessing grassroots initiatives sprouting all over the country, a positive indication of the strength of a civil society, and with them, seeds of hope. I will share 3 of these initiatives. Brothers in Arms, being the most prominent one, rescuing about 2,500 families from the conflict zones to safety, while the IDF forces were actively engaged in combat. Additionally, efforts were made to secure housing solutions to these displaced families. A support network was built established to assist families of the killed, missing, or kidnapped individuals, as well as families evacuated from the horror zone. Thousands of us are volunteering on a regular basis to support these efforts. To ensure the well-being of those affected by the war, initiatives have included the provision of hot meals for the families of the wounded and evacuated, equipment kits distributed to the grieving families, and the rescue of pets left in the conflict zones, to name a few. A huge logistical effort involving 15,000 unique volunteers from all over Israel. A second initiative, founded with a clear mission to help save lives by supporting the defense efforts with new, innovative technological solutions for the new challenges that this war has brought upon us. Israel Tech Guard assembled some of Israel's top tech talent, and based on the work of hundreds of tech volunteers and researchers in academia, in no time, it succeeded in streamlining blood donations, managing the recovery of wounded patients, improving hostile drone detection, and identifying individual hostages taken to Gaza by matching images from photos and videos found on social networks with Hamas footage. A third initiative. Terror hit both Jews and Arabs. In particular, 19 of the victims came from the nomadic Arab Bedouin tribes near Gaza, and 7 more were declared missing. We witnessed many heroic efforts of Jews and Bedouins alike, who endangered themselves, taking incredible risks to save whoever possible from the inferno. Out of this shared Jewish and Muslim tragedy, a communal activity arose in which a new pact grew with Bedouin tribes in the area. Over the years, we have seen wars of suspicion and distrust growing between the two communities. However, over the last month, we have witnessed a communal effort to support both Jews and Bedouins who lost their loved ones and their sense of security. Volunteers have been working hand in hand, helping survivors with food baskets, clothing, housing, and emotional support, providing love and light across barriers of religion and culture. The above is very much in line with what we do. Over the years, Global Entrepreneurship Network, Israel, has been actively bridging Jewish-Arab gap, bringing leaders in tech entrepreneurship to meet and share know-how and networks in Haifa, Nazareth, East Jerusalem, Kafar Qasem, and Kafar Kara. Tomorrow, entrepreneurs in close to 200 countries around the world will start celebrating Global Entrepreneurship Week for the 16th time. Traditionally, the week begins in Israel one day ahead of the rest of the world, as our week begins on Sunday. Over the past 8 years, we launched the week at the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange with the start of trade. I wish to thank the Stock Exchange for hosting us. Special thanks to the American Embassy in Israel for supporting our activity. This year, we are holding a short symbolic ceremony, given the circumstances, with 3 entrepreneurs who will share with us their views and hopes for a better future. I wish to invite Nora and Sarah, co-founder and CEO of Nurami Medical, to share her insights on stage. Thank you, Nora, for being here. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Ella. So, good morning, everyone. Launching the Global Entrepreneurship Week this year is unfortunately different than previous years and complex. Nevertheless, as I always choose to focus on the positive aspects of everything in life, I find comfort in the fact that despite these tough times, this event prevails, and we stand resilient in our commitment to celebrate it. Every entrepreneur worldwide would likely nod in agreement with me that confronting challenges and experiencing difficult times is a way of life for us. Time and experience reinforce our ability to be resilient and to smoothly adapt to new realities. We will keep adapting even in today's complicated reality. I come from Nazareth, the largest Arab minority city in Israel, and it was there a decade ago that I founded my company, Nurami Medical, with my co-founder, Dr. Amir Bahar, who was then based in Tel Aviv. Together, we embarked on this amazing journey, fully aware of our lack of any previous experience in entrepreneurship. However, we were armed with persistence, motivation, and we were determined to drive a change. In the first few years, Amir and I were the only employees of the company. We juggled everything, from hands-on development work in the lab to logistic, investor meetings, and assessing investment and strategic agreements. So actually, I spent more time with Amir than with my husband. The natural flow of our determination to succeed kept us laser-focused on leading Nurami from scratch to advanced stages. Through many ups and downs, apparently making the right decisions, we proudly navigated Nurami to commercial stages. We have just begun marketing and selling our products in the US, supported by our great investors and mentors. Nurami, now comprising 17 team members, represent almost all the different social subgroups in Israel that work together, regardless of our different beliefs and religions, towards the company goals and towards improving patient lives. I'm very proud with the diversity at Nurami's team. Our differences eventually make us strong. We've always valued the strength of our diversity, and this is why we are committed, especially today, to setting an example of how life should be. By working together closely, we not only tackle the challenges of entrepreneurship, but we also build a better future, both close to home and around the world. So let's keep going hand in hand. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nora, setting an example of how life should be. I wish to invite Dr. Yael Porat, founder and CEO of Biogen Cell and a member of the Gen Management, to join us on stage. Biogen Cell is a biotechnology company focusing on stem cell therapy and regenerative medicine. Dr. Porat holds a PhD in immunology from Tel Aviv University. Prior to founding Biogen Cell, she served as head of the global biotech assay development at Teva Pharmaceutical and as CTO of TheraVite, where she led the translation of innovative research into the production of stem cells-based therapies used to treat patients with severe cardiovascular diseases. The company's first compound, BGC-101, addressing critical limb ischemia patients, is currently in global phase 2 study, with results until now showing that the product is safe and has therapeutic effects of prevention of amputation, improving blood flow, wound healing, and walking ability, reduction of pain, and improved quality of life that is continuing for years after a single treatment with BGC-101. Dr. Porat, please.
Thank you, Ella. By the age of 40, with a PhD in immunology and many years of research and development of biological products, I was introduced to a company that was trying to develop stem cell therapy for people with end-stage heart diseases. As their CTO, I invented and developed a way of using cell therapy as medication to overcome cardiovascular diseases, saving people's life. At this point, it was clear to me that cell therapy should become a new therapeutic modality for no-option patients, for severe microvascular diseases. And as such, I believed that the treatment should be available to everybody around the world. I became an entrepreneur in the course of pursuing this idea. I took a year off and invested my time in planning the future company and developing our unique platform technology. Our technology enables the use of patients' own blood as a raw material for personalized cell therapy. We do that by combining the power of immune and stem cell therapies, where we use immune cells to specifically activate stem cells to become therapeutic products. Well, this idea was quite obvious to me, but not to venture capitals. Luckily, we had the opportunity to incubate Biogen Cell, the company we have developed we have incepted in 2008 within a forward-thinking hospital, Laniado, that shared our vision for a better future, Tikkun Olam, as they call it. During many years and dedicated small multidisciplinary team and limited funding, we managed to bring our startup from an idea to a human study in Israel. The results of this study showed the long-lasting effect of our therapy, with very promising results. Today, more than 6 years after a single treatment with our cell therapy BGC 101, patients who had unbearable pain, a risk of their life, and a risk of limb amputation returned to be active members of their community, enjoying again their family, careers, and social life. Our determination paid off. After COVID, we received a meaningful seed funding, and we are now testing our technology in a global study all over the world in US, EU, and Israel. We, of course, continue our activities despite the difficulties posed by our country situation right now. I'm sharing this story with you because I want to encourage you to think freely, to think big, and to trust that you do the right thing. As the world celebrates this special week, we in Israel do it in a smaller scale this year. We hope to rejoin you all with full forces next year, under better circumstances, with our strong, resilient, and dedicated community of entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Thank you, Yael. Amit Ro is an Israeli entrepreneur, co-founder of multiple initiatives in the fields of renewable energy, 3D printing with nanodimension, and whiskey distilling with a milk and honey distillery. Amit is active in promoting entrepreneurship in Israel and worldwide, and he is a contributing member of the Gen Israel Advisory Board. Thank you, Amit.
Thank you, Ella. November has come and another Global Entrepreneurship Week begins. In Israel, where innovation and startup is our middle name, we traditionally celebrate the beginning of this week in the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange opening ceremony. This year is different for me, for us. Since October 7th, my heart and thoughts are with my uncle David and cousin Tal, who were kidnapped from their home in Kibbutz Nir Oz. Last week, we were informed that they're no longer alive. There is a war going on. Sorrow and grief rule our hearts and minds these days. And when the cannons roar, the muses are silent. But would it be chutzpah of me to say that when the war will end, we should try even harder to make this world a better place? A place where our kids and everyone's kids can grow and perhaps dedicate their lives as well to make this a better world with innovation and hope. Entrepreneurs are the most hopeful people or stupidest people on earth. Big ideas and many failures, but with a strong belief that those who don't give up make a change. By pursuing ideas for a better world, initiating social projects and startup companies, whether it's high-tech, agriculture, or a new medicine, we act to change the world and make it a better place. These hopeful activities create ties between people and between cultures. Entrepreneurs create bridges of trust, and seamlessly, they tear down walls of prejudice, suspicion. And that's why I'm proud to be an entrepreneur. Now, I'd like to share a simple message with my dear fellow entrepreneurs worldwide. Please keep up the shine in your eyes. Keep up the determination in achieving your dream. Entrepreneurs know better than anyone else that the best solution is never a zero-sum game. It is our duty to think out of the box and show that there can be a different way to move forward and succeed by making the breakthrough a win-win solution. Now, I know I'm right, so please help me convince everyone else. I'd like to conclude my words with wishing you an inspiring entrepreneurship week, a fruitful week that would help you in your journey to make this a better world. Think good, do good. Shalom to all. Amen.
Amen. For over 30 years, psychologists Richard Tedeschi and others have studied and documented post-traumatic growth. It is the positive psychological change that some individuals experience after a life crisis or traumatic event. And while we are all still experiencing deep distress, we are already seeing new shoots of hope emerging from this period of darkness. These include the examples I mentioned earlier and what we have just heard from our speakers. And as we know, the darkest hour is just before dawn. I would like to invite Sharon Friedrich Peled, Head of Sales and Market Development at Tel Aviv Stock Exchange.
I intended to start with a simple good morning. And before that horrible Saturday on October 7th, I had never given that greeting a second thought. But now, at this difficult and challenging times, saying good morning just feels surreal. As we currently at war, the opening of this year's Entrepreneurship Week in Israel will be different than in the past 8 years. Nevertheless, we believe that it is important to carry on the tradition because we know that the strength and the resilience of the Israeli people come from our phenomenal ability to push forward the initiatives and technologies even at tough times like today. Over the next few days, the Entrepreneurship Week will start around the world, and it is important for us, the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange, to support the Israeli entrepreneurs. The Israeli spirit will win, and as we emerge from the aftermath of this war, let us remain optimistic about the future of the Israeli economy. With the resilience and determination, we will witness the remarkable revival and thriving of our economy once again. Together, let us continue our support of the Israeli entrepreneurs and companies, and let us pave the path toward a brighter and prosperous future for Israel. I invite everyone to the stage. You can come up. And now, let's ring the bell and open the trading today. Thank you.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The market is open.
אין דרך אחרת לקחת את המיקרופון ואת ה... אין דרך אחרת. מה זאת אומרת?